I think we're getting our next friend. Hey, how are you?
Hey, I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing incredible. Thank you so much. What is your question?
So, can you suggest like a non-competitive activity for kids with ASD, something that could help them build real friendships? My child has many, well, acquaintances, but only ever had one, like actual close friend. Unfortunately, that friend
Mm,
moved, and since then he's gone from being excited for school to now having
mm,
meltdowns and
yeah.
crying in the mornings. Um, it's very heartbreaking to watch, and I feel like I need to step in to find something for him to do to maybe like
Sure.
encourage meaningful connections. Before this, he didn't seem very concerned about
Okay.
friendships, but now that his friend moved, it's really affecting him. Any ideas would be appreciated.
Yeah, sure. So tell me about how your child found this friend originally. Like go back to the beginning and I'm not so sure how long they were friends for, but what was their initial introduction like and how did they grow in that friendship? Like how did they meet and how they grow?
He lived in our neighborhood. I'm friends with his mom. They kind of grew up together. They would ride the bus together, but they mostly
Okay.
interacted in school, though.
Okay. So you asked about non-competitive activities. Uh, why that specifically? Like, why is it that you're so interested in non-competitive activities?
He already has a hard time building relationships in general, and contact sports often turns competitive, and he doesn't react well to that.
Okay. Okay. So you're trying to avoid the things that you know he's not going to engage well with, or just based on your understanding of him and how he works, you're trying to avoid putting him in situations where, maybe a neurotypical child or other might want to engage, like sports, the obvious answer, and you're just giving me that information to veer me away from that.
Right.
Okay. So I'm going to give you an answer. The simple answer is take what he likes, whatever it might be. It's Pokemon. It's maybe he likes sports, but watching sports, video games, board games. There is a community in your area that does that with children. Like for sure, there is a group of people where there are other kids that do that.
Okay.
And you might have to get a little business developy here, like you put your cold calling hat on, but DM some moms on Facebook. A really great way to go about it
Yeah.
is to reach out to his teacher in his school and ask if you can connect with other parents that are in his classroom, and you can start to build a friendship with those parents and facilitate the interaction between him and another student in a similar way to what you might have talked about with you meeting his old friend's mom, and then as a result, they kind of got to know each other. And then when they were at school, it was a safe space. It, it,
Yeah.
it seems like it was kind of a comfort zone that evolved. So there's two ways you can go about it. One, reach out to local groups, find local groups, and
Okay.
the other is to reach out to his classroom. If he's younger, he has one single teacher, or if he's older, he has multiple teachers. Either way, reach out and find those parents. Parent communities are the way to go here, and I'm sure that you'll be able to find a parent community to be a part of. In fact, this is something that we're trying to start creating, is these communities of parents. And so
Yeah. Yeah.
uh, it's definitely the way to go. I'll tell you, there's this other thing that keeps popping in my head, and it's because I'm always thinking about, like, how do we create independence and how do we facilitate long run growth? How do we teach a man to fish, if you will? And I would say study the rules of play. There are some really great scientists that have done a good job of codifying these things. Piaget is an example of it.
Okay.
And if you get to understand the rules of play, it's something that's really intuitive for us as adults because they just form naturally. But for children with autism, these rules of play aren't as natural, they're not as intuitive, and so they often lack the skill in understanding how to, introduce, engage, have the little passive watching session that ultimately turns into an invitation into the game, that ultimately turns into actively being involved in the game. And so it's hard to teach because we don't necessarily understand them consciously. They're a very subconscious system. But go study this and find the areas where he's deficient and start practicing at home, like role playing how to introduce yourself into a game. Or if he's before that, maybe it's role playing just like watching other kids and finding other kids and like how do you meet other kids. What you're doing is you're building the skills of independence. I know that necessarily wasn't the core part of your question. I just think it's really prudent, especially that he has autism, that you as a mom are teaching him the skills that other kids might develop naturally that aren't so natural for him, because those skills will be critical to his long run success and independence. So, uh, find social groups, reach out to school. Those are your two best avenues to actually solve the specific problem you're solving. Much better if you can find a friendship with another mom, and then that friendship can facilitate interaction with children. If it's like-minded and things that they're both interested in, naturally the relationship will evolve. And especially at events, it's a lot easier because like if it's a Pokemon convention, everybody there is interested in the topic and everybody's really inviting around the kids. And then my other suggestion for you is definitely go study the rules of play and help him build that. I hope this is helpful.
Very, very helpful. Thank you so much.
Okay, well, it's really nice to meet you, and I look forward to talking again soon.